Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm trying to figure out what this little sound noise is in the background. Hopefully, the audience isn't hearing it because there's no noise on my end. So
Okay, we'll
obviously,
see how it
so,
rolls.
obviously something's messing with our network.
Yeah,
Um,
probably so. Not surprising.
well, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going on, but we got different lawmakers right now going after Chrissy Noem. They're blaming her for the Minneapolis shooting. Um, and it's just one thing after the next what these Democrats are pulling. And um, so I've got a little bit of footage from that I'm going to share this morning as well.
Sure.
And it's just getting to be totally out of hand what we keep seeing. Okay.
Agreed.
And I'm optional. It is not a courtesy because you feel like it. It is not something you entertain only when it's politically convenient to you. Yet, time and time again, Secretary Nome, you have treated congressional oversight as an inconvenience at best, and at worst, something to be invaded, ignored, or denied altogether. Republicans on this committee may be willing to hand over their constitutional duty in order to kiss this administration's butt cheeks, but I am not. I will never. My district is not, and the American people sure aren't. While Republicans turned this hearing into a praise fest for your failed tenure, communities across America, including mine in New Jersey, are made less safe because DHS under your leadership has become unproductive and malicious. All of the thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you that we keep hearing from across the aisle, there's no thank you from me. And we see the truth that you're trying to hide. The truth is, you are deeply unqualified for the post you hold. This is on full display in the way you treat the people in this body, myself included, who have been elected to serve our communities and keep them safe. Representative Grajava, Senator Padilla, myself, and others whose character, integrity, and bodies were attacked by your department without evidence and without apology. Far beyond this, far beyond being disrespectful, you have shown a complete disregard for the oversight authority granted to us by law. You have repeatedly shown that you will target whoever you want, whenever you want, without accountability. Members of Congress, members of our communities, and even American citizens, as many of my colleagues have continued to point out today. Secretary Nome, that's not leadership. That's not democracy. And that is not how this works. Again, this is not just about you. Don't want you to think this is just a pick on you day. This is about the Trump administration that has turned DHS into a political weapon. So I'll ask you this. Is Trump embarrassed by your tenure, or is this exactly the kind of god-awful leadership he wants at DHS? Yes or no?
Ma'am, we've already conducted more oversight visits than the
No. It's
entire
a yes or
Biden
no. Yes or
administration.
no. Okay,
More
Secretary Noem, this is
congressmen
my
and
time to
senators
talk,
have
not your time to
visited
talk.
our detention
I reclaim my
centers than Joe
time.
Biden
I
did
reclaim
for
my
4
time.
years.
I
4
reclaim
years.
my
The
time.
most transparent
Chair, I
administration
reclaim my
we've ever
time.
had.
Secretary Noem, DHS is breaking the law, hiding information from Congress, and shutting out oversight. So let me ask you, how can the American people trust your department with you at the helm?
So, Julie, she wants to talk about people breaking the law. How about the Democrats and the Biden administration violating every law in the book, allowing millions of illegals to flow through our borders? And
Exactly.
this is exactly what the Trump administration has to deal with now.
Right.
And this is what these Democrats are never talking about. They don't, and they're justifying all the illegal actions going on out there on the streets with these protesters attacking border patrol agents, driving vehicles into border patrol agents. This
And
is
we're
just
finding out that they're also paid agitators too.
yep,
So,
yeah,
and
100%
and
funded.
they're completely funded, and it's their job to be the frontline agitators, and
Yep,
no grassroots movement whatsoever. And this woman doesn't give a shit about anybody but herself. So
yep. But we'll play a little bit more of this disrespect in this so-called
Right.
whatever.
At the helm.
Is that the rhetoric and fear that is happening is at an all-time escalated high, and we're all describing different aspects of it. Fear of law enforcement, fear of citizens, fear of people who are legally in this country, because it's the rhetoric that is happening from the very top that is being decimated down level, and that is really, really dangerous. And one of the things that the Secretary said was she is restoring the rule of law. That is absolutely not true, because the rule of law is founded on two fundamental principles. That if you are going to be subject to a criminal arrest in this country, that there is probable cause to do so. You can't just snatch somebody walking into a coffee shop because of the color of their skin. There's no probable cause for that. And also that you will get due process. And that is not happening. And so you're seeing is an overwhelming frustration of the American people in this country, that the lack of respect and regard for the rule of law by this administration, and in particular by this secretary, is at a level that we have never seen and violates all of the constitutional norms and all of the principles of legal fairness in this country. And you're seeing that manifest itself in threats to law enforcement and bubbling over, because people are frustrated. And they are channeling that frustration because the administration is not listening.
So what you see right there is they're justifying the threats to law enforcement, justifying the Democrats' actions, assaulting our agents. You know,
Mhm.
for these Democrats, they think this is all just fine and dandy with what they're getting away with.
Right. And what she's also trying to say, so she used the word Americans, but what she's not identifying, what none of them identify, are that the people that were allowed in here illegally are not Americans. They are not identified as we the people. All
Yeah, well,
right. They're
let's call them what let's call them what they are, Julie. A bunch of illegals.
They're illegal. They're here illegally. They should have absolutely no standing. They have no voice because at this point they're identified as criminals. And sorry if y'all don't understand that, but this country was built on these laws for the citizens, for the people that come here in order to be aided and build a life and contribute to society. These people, then we find out that 86% of the Somalians up in Minnesota are on welfare. Why? Why? If they're getting millions of dollars through their lovely child care systems, right? And child daycare systems, come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. You mean the billions of dollars that they've stolen from the taxpayers? Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So her definition of citizen doesn't jive, and she doesn't know the Constitution.
Yep. 100% agree. I'm going to play just a little more of this crap.
This
Uh,
is a problem, and it is not stopping.
the
We have
rhetoric
brought
is
these
from them.
concerns to the Secretary and to agencies like yourself in these hearings time and time again through multiple letters. We've all written letters that have gone unresponded because this cannot happen in our country. And the reality of it is, in
Well,
any law,
you think an invasion on a border couldn't happen in our country, but it did.
But it did. Exactly.
That's enough of listening to that thing.
Thank you.
You know,
That's enough
uh,
torture for the day.
yeah. Um, but I want to cover a little bit more on the ICE shooting as well. So bear with me a second. Okay, this is what they're saying about the shooting now.
In Minnesota by a federal immigration agent last week. Meanwhile, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says they are sending hundreds more federal agents into Minneapolis in order to bolster the safety of ICE officials already there. With the very latest, here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
We want ICE off our streets. A march in Manhattan in solidarity with those mourning in Minneapolis.
Renee was killed by the state because she defended her neighbors. She was killed because she defended our collective sense of humanity.
Today's no war.
So explain to me how she's defending their neighbors by ramming Border Patrol agent.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean that was, and you know, she had very much intent, Julie, in my opinion. And I'm just going to say this: I've watched the video footage over and over, and I just want to say this much about it. You know, her lover, the bisexual gal that was with her, was trying to get into the vehicle. She refused to let her into the vehicle. She put the vehicle in gear, and no sooner than not even a second later, she's hitting the Border Patrol agent. She had no intent on letting her lover in the vehicle. That tells you right there she had other intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why would she just not let her lover in the vehicle and drive away peacefully?
Right.
If that was really her intent. And
Right.
nobody's wanting to talk about this on the news media, you know. I mean, but and you know, I think this needs to be exposed. What? I mean, if you got a partner, you know, whether it's a husband, wife, lover, whatever your thing is, and you're out doing that kind of crap, you know, and they're trying to get in the vehicle, and you refuse to let them in the vehicle, you know, that tells you right there that that was a suicide mission on her part. She knew what she was doing with intent on doing harm to that ICE agent. That was
Mm-hmm.
her goal.
Sure
And
feels like it.
everybody keeps saying, "Oh, she tried to turn the wheels and all that stuff." Bull crap.
Yeah.
I've watched the video feed over and over. Those wheels were going right at them.
And there was no braking on her part either, is the other
None.
thing that I was noticing, is that there weren't brake lights to represent that she was going to slow, she had any intention of slowing down. Then doing some research, it turns out that she's from this area that I'm in the Kansas City area, and had recently moved there, following the ICE agents and where all of the ICE activities been up in Minnesota. And so they had recently transplanted from Kansas City up to Minnesota. And yeah, I think if we dig a little more, we're going to find the records, financial records that show that they were getting paid to do so. But at this point, all roads lead to completely paid agitators, and that they chose this life. And you know, so what blows my mind is that here we have a Caucasian woman killed, and yet the number of women that have been raped and killed by the cartel illegals that have come in are never on their nasty screens, right?
Yep.
So that they don't report about the victims of the illegals, but they'll report about this gal all day long. So to me, it's just a continued setup. It's a continued distraction. Look over here, look over here, look over here. Well, something else is probably going on in the background.
Well, you know, I know our viewing audience might have a different opinion on this matter, but I've been saying it for the last 2 days on different broadcasts. I think Trump has no choice now but to do the Insurrection Act. You've got governors, you got mayors of these different cities and states that are sitting there calling upon their National Guard to take, you know, to stop our ICE agents. That's insurrection.
Oh,
You know,
completely,
very,
completely.
very
Yes,
treasonous to be
yes,
thinking that you could take control of your National Guard to go against the federal government.
right.
Um, and you know, I want to see people held accountable. And what
Agreed.
and my understandings now, Tim Waltz is going to be done here within the next week or two, is what I'm seeing out there. So he's speeding up his resignation. So I think he knows there's a lot of crap coming his way,
Mhm.
and let's hope so. I mean,
Yep.
justice justice does need to be served, and and then Julie, take a look at all these people that are flat out right on camera sitting there saying they're going to murder our ICE agents. They're flat out
Yes.
saying, you know,
Yes.
and again, we can go back to January 6th. You didn't see a bunch of protesters on January 6th saying they're going to kill this person, kill that person,
Right.
or anything else.
Right.
But yet they get incarcerated for over 4 years. You know,
Right.
why are we not seeing these people being arrested?
Exactly. And I recently, I've known about this for a while, but it's just, we go sort of in circles sometimes about what's at the front of our attention span. Governor Kelly over the state of Kansas, she's one of the ones that refuses to give over the statistics for the SNAP benefits, trying to state that it's violating privacy and this and that and the other bullshit.
Yeah.
She was one. I'm now looking back at things. I know that I was part of some scam for the Department of Labor in the state of Kansas for the whole COVID shutdown. There was an initial approval, and you're going to get so much a week. And then all of a sudden, nothing showed up for me. And then when I tried to fight it and say, hey, I think my monies have been stolen, they tried to tell me that I'm not who I am. And yet at the end of the year, they gave me a tax bill stating that they gave me a huge amount of money, which they never did. So all these governors can continue to deny the numbers that we, the people, should have natural access to. If they're on a .gov, right, website, those are public records. And so I think we're going to continue to see more governors blocking the information that should be readily available and that they need to be sharing with the federal government. The fact that they're not, to me, that gives me more hope to install the Insurrection Act, because they're defying what's supposed to be taking place at the federal level.
Right. Well, again, we just see everybody going against Donald Trump and everything Donald Trump's been trying to get taken care of.
Right.
Um,
And
and
he's been calling on us, we the people, to, also call out the corruption. He can't do this all by himself. We have to do
right,
it and hold the accountability, right?
right. So I'm gonna also play here for everybody just a little bit on the protest crap that's been going on.
Hate protests.
Wars, No ICE, No Kings rally, like many others around the country, peacefully denouncing President Donald Trump's domestic and foreign policies. The protest passing Trump Tower.
The woman was very violent. She's a very radical person. Very sad what happened.
President Trump on Air Force One denied.
Now, if you notice, she said peacefully demonstrating.
Called Renee Good's actions before she was shot outrageous.
You can't do that with law enforcement, whether it's police or ICE or Border Patrol or anybody else.
Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, ICE and Customs and Border Patrol agents have been ramping up their operations this weekend. A confrontation with demonstrators surrounding officers ended with the agents deploying what appears to be pepper spray before smashing through the front door of this home, leading a man out in handcuffs. Secretary Kristi Noem continues to claim that Officer Johnathon Ross acted in self-defense when he shot Renee Good, an assessment she made hours after the shooting, before the investigation began.
The vehicle was weaponized, and it attacked the law enforcement officer. He defended himself, and he defended those individuals around him. That is the definition. When there is something that is weaponized to use against the public and law enforcement, that is an act of domestic terrorism.
As protests around the country dismiss the administration's narrative and show support for those who, like Renee Good, don't want to see ICE arresting neighbors in their community who may or may not be suspected of immigration.
Julian, I just want to say this too. I've been seeing so much controversy. People are acting like this man had his weapon pulled on her before she even went at him, and
Right,
that's very untrue. Um,
right.
Again, from the second she put that vehicle in the drive, drove and hit him, I got to give the man credit. He had a pretty fast draw to pull that weapon out and be able to get a
Hmm.
shot off. Um, but beyond that, that was complete self defense. And, and if he wouldn't have shot her, who's to say she wouldn't have slammed it right back into reverse and backed over him? You
Right,
know, I
right.
mean, for him to not,
Him and
I mean,
others. Yeah.
look at why would you even take that chance at that point when somebody is willing to charge you with a vehicle and use it as a weapon? Why would you even take that chance? Especially when she sat there and left her lover standing at the side of the car. You know, that's
And what also blows my mind too is that they keep saying, she's a mother of three. No, she's not. She's not. She lost her ability to take care of the first two to the man that she had the first two with. The third kid, poor kid, I don't know where this one comes from, but as a mother, let me tell you something. You identify as a parent, you are so freaking protective of not just your kid, but yourself in order to be around to protect your child.
yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
So, sorry, but she was not in any motherly freaking memory mode when she made that car her weapon. Okay. So sorry, guys, but you're all trying to paint her as some motherly woman and wise in her ways. Bullshit. She made a choice. She made a decision that day that she was going to go there and be an agitator. And that's exactly what she did. And it got her killed.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I'm actually seeing both sides of the aisle right now getting in disputes over this matter. Even our side, I'm seeing people left and right saying that his shooting was unjustified. Well, I'll tell you what, somebody's going to charge me with a car, and I got a firearm on me. Chances are I'm going to drop him dead.
right.
Um,
And I'm not going to try to shoot him in the damn kneecap. Screw that.
no,
You got to stop him to stop him. Hello?
so for them to paint this woman as a victim, you know,
Yeah.
that
No,
that
she put
that's
herself in that situation.
yeah, that's
So there's a lot of different levels of people and mentality and what we call the frequencies, right?
yep.
This woman is what I would identify as a poor me victimhood. Poor me. So I'm going to go be the savior to other people who are here illegally. Poor
Right.
me. I'm gay. I'm going to announce this to the world. Poor me, this, that, the other thing. No, sorry, chickadee. It don't work here like that. Poor me victimhood doesn't fly anymore,
Yeah. Well, you want to
especially
know
when
what?
you're getting paid for it.
Yeah. You want to know what's really burning my ass this morning, Julie? I'm
Tell
going to
me,
say it.
Jonathan.
I'm going to say it. You know, and here we have all these people trying to protect these thugs. And then now we've got the courts protecting these Muslims. And this just came out. So a court throws out convictions of Muslim man who encouraged others to join terrorist group. That was the headline title to this. You know, so now
Mm,
you got these judges backing these Muslim ragheads. I'm going to call them what they are,
mm.
um, and this just burns my ass as well. And I'm going to play a little bit of this clip for everybody.
And governments, along with the growing majority of people, need to realize that we are in a titanic struggle with people who want to undermine us.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Editor-in-Chief Hugo Gurdon. And Hugo, there was this terrible tragedy, terrible attack on Jewish people at Bondi Beach in Australia recently. But This was not an isolated breakout of Muslim violence, was
No,
it?
absolutely not. A lot of people commented immediately afterwards that this is what globalized the Intifada means. It's now pretty much the case that anywhere in the world, perhaps excluding one or two very tightly closed tyrannies, if there is an outrage, if there is a mass murder, if there is riot, if there is assault on other people in a major city, if there are, particularly in the West, or, and one counts Australia as the West, if there are egregious attacks on the norms of that society, there's a strong chance that it will be have been conducted by Muslims, by Islamists. And it actually gives the lie to the idea that it points very directly at what has happened in Israel, and gives the lie to the idea that the Intifada was the first two Intifadas were really about statehood, a homeland for Palestinians. The Palestinian movement has always been about Islamism, right from its earliest in the 1920s, when the Grand Mufti of
See if I
Jerusalem
can
was
speed this up a
encouraging
little bit.
the Christmas markets. Bondi Beach brought that home, being feeble. In Australia, it was to, and that has been in which too many Muslims behave in Western societies in predatory ways is a rational and reasonable response to the facts that everybody in Western society can see.
Right, the concerns about Islamophobia have led to some of these Western governments to be incredibly open and welcoming to Muslims. But if, as you say, if it really was,
Well, and that's even including America. But anyways, I don't know what's taking so long to get to that part of the story. But the judge actually absolutely threw everything out.
the,
So,
the driving.
Yeah, go
so
ahead, Julie.
he threw everything out. And what was the crime? Original crime.
Um, Muslim man who encouraged others. Well, he was encouraging others to join a Muslim terrorist group.
Mm, lovely.
So, and again, to be able to go out and do hate crimes, everything in the book, to be killing people, whatever.
This is what we've talked about before, is that the judicial system is so corrupt and so infiltrated. This is where we the people have to say no, 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 you're
Yeah,
not putting people back on our streets that are misbehaving like this, and have no appreciation or even want to assimilate within our communities,
right.
right? These people have taken, we just talked about this last week. These people take oaths to kill Americans. It's their duty to do so. All
Yep.
right, it's their duty to kill the Western aspect in every sense of their being, right? They're and like we talked about last week, the prison systems are also being infiltrated and bringing in this whole concept of Islam, that Islam is such a peaceful religion. It's not a religion at all.
Right.
Any religion that states that you're going to kill another human being in any manner for any reason because they disagree with how you think and how you believe, no.
Yeah. Well, these people are taught to lie to us to gain our trust, to
Yes,
deceive us, and then to kill us. It's that
exactly.
simple. And anybody that doesn't know what the Quran teaches, you might want to look it up
Yep.
and use an English translator and read it for yourselves. This
Mhm.
is exactly what they teach.
Yep.
And just like the New York mayor, I mean, they've already got mosque going on, and daily their so-called daily rituals, whatever, going
Right.
on, what, 3, 4 times a day,
Five.
um, or 5 times a day. I mean,
Five starts and it starts at 5 a.m., I believe.
yep. I mean, this is what we're dealing with here in America now,
Yeah.
and now we got problems going on in Texas of all places. You know, Texas is the last place on this planet I would have expected to tolerate this, But
Exactly.
but here we are.
Here we are,
And again,
allowing Sharia law to overstep constitutional law. We haven't been doing constitutional law when it comes to the court and judicial system. Not at
right,
all. We've been under maritime contract law. So, until we, the people, do stand up and say, no, 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 this isn't happening. We want our sovereignty back, which is what I do see President Trump doing. He's doing
right,
everything he can to give we, the people, give the power back to we, the people. But man, we're stupid. We are so dumb about what the hell's been going on.
yep,
And even those of us we're pretty smart, we're still struggling to figure it out because they have had us so infiltrated. And like you said, they pretend to be our friends.
that's
And
right.
so we don't know who to trust. And so the corruption, it runs everywhere in every community, in every governmental entity. And I think everybody's frustration right now is we're just so sick and tired of being lied to about everything. You
Yep,
know, none of our monies go to fix the streets. We can tell by the fact that it takes out these potholes, take out the underbelly of our cars every time we hit one, right? You fall in, you hope to come out 2 days later. It's like,
well, Julia, again, this is why Trump is either going to have to do the Posse Comitatus Act or the Insurrection Act, one of the two. But he's going to, or as far as I'm concerned, do them both. Um, you know, but he's going to have to get it done because right now things are out of hand.
yes,
You've got law enforcement in different areas even saying they're going to be arresting our ICE agents now, like out there in God, where was that? I just shared it the other day on my report. But the law enforcement officer flat out said they're going to start arresting our ICE agents, and she said they're not going to tolerate it in their city. And
no,
these are
then
people.
then those are the ones that need to be picked up. Those are the ones that the active duty insurrection act, the active duty folks, I believe, need to be sent to these cities and states saying, no, 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 we're not going to allow ICE agents in here. They are
Right.
completely going against the law. They're going against constitutional law. And no, this is not going to stand. So, but man, people are just so on edge. And you're absolutely right. I've experienced that with some other folks saying, well, did she really deserve to die? Well, it sure sounds like she was ready to give her life when she told her lover not to get in the car and that, no, babe, I got this. Right.
Well, yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, actually, she didn't even tell her lover not to get in the car. She just flat out ignored her as she sitting there, kept pulling on the door handle. Um, Here, I think I've got the footage from that. I can share with one more time. Um, Give me a second. I'll pull it up. But this is flat out where she just refused to let her in and drove forward. Um, Give me a second.
sad. Sad, but it's also weird that it happened, what, 2, 3 blocks away from where George Floyd took place? Come
Yep,
on
that's another.
now.
Yeah, that's
That's
another thing.
freaking weird.
But it's just a matter of I don't know. Julie, it's just like when does enough become enough? That's what it's a matter of. When does enough become
Mhm.
enough? And
Right,
to see these people keep getting away with the shit they're getting away with. If it was
right.
you or I, they would have already locked us up and thrown away the key.
Oh,
Um,
completely. Yep.
so,
Yep, yep,
so, so
yep.
why is it these Democrats are getting away with what they're getting away with?
Right.
And that's probably the
Well,
million
and
dollar
now,
question.
right now, I think they're just shrieking so much because they know they've been caught, right? But
Well,
it's not just the Democrats either. Man, we're exposing rhinos left and right as well.
Tim
Everybody's
Walz
in on
knows
the
he's
tape.
busted. Yeah.
Everybody's in on the tape.
Yep. I
It's
think I'm gonna
disgusting. So when I hear them say shit like, "Oh, we're sent here representing the people," no bullshit. You were. You have been skimming and making yourself rich off of we the people.
Yeah, and
No.
that's it.
I
Um,
think we're also going to find out pretty soon that the Venezuela, where it's going to be tying into all of the misrepresentation of the ballot boxes, goes way back.
oh, hey, while I'm looking for that here, I just wanted to say Donald Trump and Melanie wished everybody a happy King's Day. No King's Day.
Melania, really?
Yeah. So there's their happy No King's Day for everybody.
Which I'm pretty sure if people go and donate to the No King's Day, it takes them back straight to the Democratic National Convention or Democratic National Association or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Okay.
the other thing in the news headlines, Bill and Hillary Clinton face contempt of Congress for dodging on Epstein subpoena again.
Yep.
And
Again.
but then again, we're never going to see anything happen to these guys. So why are they even reporting on it? You know, I mean, these guys have
To
gotten away
piss
with
us off.
these guys have gotten away with murder, and I mean literally murder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how everybody just kind of magically dies when they're around the Clintons.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you know, but my God, I guess I really had it buried in the videos. I guess I post a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously.
Which is
Actually,
good.
I think I have.
There's a lot going on right now. I mean, there's so much going on everywhere. It's crazy.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I think this is the one I was wanting to share.
All right.
But let me go to this. So pay attention to this, to where her lover tries to get in the vehicle and she refuses to let her in. And then watch how fast from the time she puts it in gear to the time you hear it impact the agent. Body camera that he has with him.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Now watch, she's going to try to get in her vehicle.
Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa! And that quick.
Wow.
I mean, that's all in a matter of a second.
Wow.
But as you can see, she was not going to let her lover in the vehicle.
Right.
And that tells me right there she had definitely other motives. I'm going to play that one more time.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa! So, so anyone that wants to act like that was not spur of the moment, like he had time to get out of her way, if from you can hear him yelling, "Get out of the car!" You
Mm-hmm.
know, and no sooner than he's yelling that, it's in gear and bam. I mean, it's that quick.
Yep.
And like I said, for him to even get a gunshot, a shot off, and never once will you see him have his gun drawn up until she'd already put it in gear and was going at him. I mean, that was total self defense on his part,
Mm-hmm.
and not to mention, like I said, if she would have happened to miss him, you know, she could have very well put it right back in reverse and came back at him and the other agents around him.
Sure.
So far
Absolutely.
as I'm
Yep.
concerned, his shooting was 100% justified to make
Yep.
sure everybody's safety what was okay. Um,
Right.
and a lot of people want to argue with me about it lately, and a lot of people are going, "Oh no, he kind of jumped out of the way." Well, if you look how fast from the time she threw it in gear to the time you heard it hit him,
Hmm.
if you could jump out of the way in a second, folks, show me the trick.
Yeah. Go ahead. Right.
I mean, good luck to you.
Right.
I still guarantee you, she would have caught part of you. Um, but either way, but if you and who knows, maybe if he wouldn't have shot her, you know, and then the wheel, naturally the wheel's going to go with the body when you're shot. You know, if he wouldn't have shot her, this could have been a different outcome for him as well. He might not even be here. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you again.
Woo. Woo.
Well, you sound like you got that. You sound like you got that little bug going around in
No,
there.
I don't have a damn bug at all. No bullshit. No, 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 no.
Well, you sound like I've been
I just,
sounding last
I,
week.
I just, when I sneeze, it's like dust gets up in my nose and my third eye
Yeah,
activation goes crazy and I sneeze about 7 times. So
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not,
anyways, you know what's funny about? I mean, it's pretty sad over this, Julie. I almost said what's funny about it. There's nothing funny about someone dying, but
no, there
the,
isn't.
but the point is, I've had people go off on me on my channel, sitting there saying, "What you're the most ruthless person out there that we know. You have no mercy," and it's like, you know. So now they're judging me for
Right.
for, for speaking out in defense of this ICE agent. I've actually had some people that were friends with me on Facebook block me over my broadcast. I mean,
Wow.
literally block me over this. And it's like, what? Why are you blocking me for me voicing my opinion on this shooting? I mean, my opinion is, if somebody is refusing to let their lover in the vehicle, they're slamming the vehicle in the drive and coming right at you. You've
Right.
got only a second to react, you know. But I mean, what do you do? Please slam on your brakes. Don't hit me.
Right. Right. Right.
At that
Yeah.
point,
That's
it's
not
already too
right.
late. She was already going accelerated fast enough. She wasn't going to stop. Um,
Yeah.
so for people to justify her actions and say, she's just an innocent bystander here that
Oh,
got
no,
gunned
no, no,
down.
no, 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 no. That's not true at all. We've done the
I mean,
research. That's not true at all. No innocent.
not to mention, yeah, not to mention, there she was taunting border patrol ICE agents all freaking day long, and come to find out she was lead of the pack. She was ahead of the pack.
Yep.
She was running the show,
I
you
know.
know, and,
I
and
know.
just and then when you turn your vehicle sideways, blocking the ICE agents' vehicles from leaving the scene, and then you pull a stunt like that. I mean,
Yep.
if you're crazy enough to do that kind of bullshit, you know, that they have no idea how much further she would have taken this. You
Right.
know, because if you're willing to to trap ICE agents in, not moving your vehicle out of their way, you're
Yep.
you're not willing to follow orders. You're told to get out of your rig. You know,
Hmm.
you refuse to let your lover girl in your freaking rig, and then you lunge your vehicle right at the ICE agent. What kind of an outcome does the American people think is supposed to happen? That's my
Right.
question.
Right.
Well, I mean, I mean, is that how you guys would react to somebody fighting you with a vehicle?
Right.
You know,
Well, and again, we do not interfere when the police are doing their job. We just don't. And if you do, you need to anticipate the results of interfering.
right?
So yeah, it's a hot mess. Between
Well,
this,
for these,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I was going to say, for these Democrats to put the blame now on Christy Noem over the
Hmm.
ICE agent shooting her, shame on you guys. You know
Well, and
what?
they don't identify what an illegal is, okay? They don't properly identify that these people are here illegally, and that most and the big majority of the ones that are getting picked up are the ones that have been let out by the judges
Yep.
for their heinous crimes repeatedly. We're talking 37 different times. How many times does an illegal have to be arrested for rape and sodomy before it's
Yeah,
okay to
yeah, and
be
all the
picked
child
up and
molestation
sent
they keep
over back
doing.
where they came from?
Hundred
Again,
percent
Trump
agree.
was not
100%
wrong.
agree.
Trump was not wrong when he said they let all of the people out of the prisons and the insane asylums, and now they're over here in our country. And that's what
Yep.
4 years of Biden allowing the illegals to come in did. So now y'all need to shut the F up because we're trying to clean it up. And your definition of illegal is wrong.
Yep.
Okay?
Oh, got some good headline news today, by the way. So Donald Trump is going to be launching a full-scale attack on Mexico cartel on the
Oh,
Mexico
good.
side.
Good.
So applaud for you, Trump. Get on them. 100% support you, Mr. President. You
Right.
know, this is the kind of crap that I want. You know, this is why I voted for Donald Trump. I wanted to see his promises made, promises kept. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's exactly what we're seeing. Maybe it's not in everybody's timing, but we're
Right.
starting to see it. I also do truly believe he is going to take a different route with all these governors and mayors that are going to be that are saying they're going to be ordering our National Guard now against our ICE agents. I can guarantee you one thing: I don't think Donald Trump is just going to stand for it.
And I don't believe that they have the authority to do so right now because I thought that Trump had called them and activated them and had Hegseth get them ready for activation for civil unrest. They had 30 days to do so. I can't recall when that final drop down date is, but they had 30 days. So these governors, I think, trying to poo-poo and say, "Oh, I'm in charge of them." I don't think they are right now.
Yeah,
So I think something's going on. I don't think they have any authority at this point because I
yeah,
believe they're under federal authority right now. I think.
yeah. But see, Julie, I agree with you, but at the same time, I disagree because if you think about it, look at our border patrol agents that assisted with the invasion on our borders. They
Right.
took an oath just like our National Guard took an oath. To
Right.
protect and defend against what all enemies, foreign and
Foreign
domestic.
and domestic.
But yet
Right.
they assisted with 30 million illegals coming through our borders.
Right.
Getting them processed and even transporting them around our country.
Mhm.
So with that being said, how many other people in high up areas like our border patrol are just going to say, "Well, screw you, Trump. We're just going to do as we please as well." And I hate to say that, but at
No,
this point in
I
time,
know. I
with the
know.
Minnesota National Guard, are they on Waltz's side or are they on Trump's side? You know,
Yeah, well.
um, are they listening to people like the Mr. Astronaut man telling them to disobey unlawful orders? Are they acting like maybe Trump is giving unlawful orders now? Um,
Right.
this is Mark Kelly did all this. It's like, is this why Mark Kelly did what he did to create such civil unrest as well? And I believe he did. I believe
Yeah,
that
I
was
think so
his
too.
exact. I believe that was his exact intentions.
Yep.
Um, and just like these law enforcement agencies around the country right now, telling the American people they're going to start arresting ICE agents. You know, the Trump administration needs to go in, have those people removed, incarcerated, and charged.
Yep.
Um, because they're also assisting, with illegal activity. Because
Yep.
let's face it, folks, these these illegals that came through the border, they're not U.S. citizens. They're illegals. Get it through your heads. Illegal. Um,
Yes.
and what they have done, raping our children, killing American people off with the fentanyl and all the drugs, the
Yep.
the rapes, the just all the murders. I mean, everything in the book.
Yeah.
But yet, people want to defend these thugs. People want to act like, oh, they're just poor, innocent Americans. They're not even Americans. They're fucking
No,
illegals.
no,
And
they
I'll
have
say it
no
like it
rights.
is.
They have
Yep.
absolutely no rights as an American citizen. And that's what absolutely blows my mind that people cannot see that.
Yes. And for all these people that act like, well, these illegals got the right to due process, you know what?
No, they don't.
If
They never have.
they don't fall under our laws because
Exactly.
they are illegal.
Exactly.
Don't give me the bullshit. They're allowed due process.
No,
You
there's
know what?
no due process. And if
Only
you guys
process,
actually knew the Constitution, you would freaking know that. There is
only
no due
process,
process. No.
only process I want to see is them being lined up, put on a plane or whatever, and shipped the hell out of this country. That's the
Right?
process I want to see. And that's the only
Exactly.
process they're technically allowed.
Right.
And for people to just keep defending with all these illegals, or they're worried about, oh my God, who's going to pick our apples this year? Um, you know what?
No.
For all you Americans out there that want to act like that, but yet you're sitting there acting like there's no jobs. Well, right now, with all the amount of illegals that's been already arrested, I think there ought to be plenty of work here in America.
Right. Exactly.
Lots of job openings, folks.
Yeah, yeah,
Any way you
exactly.
look at it, we got a
Exactly.
lot of job openings every day coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
Um, and so people that want to act like, well, there's no opportunities. Well, we got lots of opportunities because illegals are no longer taking our jobs. So get off your asses, get out, get a job, go to work, and there you go. Now you got a job, and
And
you can
and
and
the
you
other
can thank Donald Trump.
exactly. And the other thing I was going to thank Donald Trump about is to bring the companies back to the United States that have
Yep.
been shipped overseas for so long, for too long. One of the reasons that our Navy is currently compromised is that the steel industry was sent overseas, and the level of steel plates that China makes for us isn't the same quality as what we, the people, would make for the United States.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that he's doing now that's in order for them to get out of the tariffs to make the stuff that they've been sending over, which is all the Chinese crap, Chinese plastic crap we see all the time. Um, and then that's also poisoning us. Everything, you stop and think about it. Why is it when you go to the grocery store, everything that you want to pick up is wrapped in plastic, and we wonder why we're poisoned with plastics in our blood and in our brain,
Right.
right? It's because we have sent everything overseas, and we haven't been doing much of anything here in the United States for a couple of decades now. So bringing the companies back to build our automobile industry, to build those different industries, to recapture the oil, whatever resources that we have here in the United States, we're getting back to that. And I'm thankful, very grateful that that's happening.
Right. So David Wade, he just sent me a bunch of stuff. He told me to check my messages. I'm going to get to it here in a second. But he says, Chrissy Noam, thank you for everything you're doing. They're suppressing our voice using community standards to comment, block and commented on posts. Check your messages, Jonathan Townsend Alexander. So I'm checking my messages. Um, let's see. So, I see what he's saying. So right here, he's trying to share some different stuff. It looks like they're blocking them. It says you can't use this feature right now. We limit how often you can post, comment, or do other things. Here, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up on the big screen for David. So
Is
let me
that
go
on
to.
the
He
like
sent me this. He sent me this through Messenger that Facebook sent to him. So here, let me get to this for everybody because I'm gonna make sure they see it, David. Appreciate you sharing this. So right here, let's see, wrong one. Okay, I'm not sure if they're going to let me share my messenger part. Huh. Maybe they will. So let me open this. And if not, then I'm just going to put my camera up and show you guys the message here in a second. Let me see. It might
So
show it.
basically, they're
So
saying that we
I don't
can't.
know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to enlarge this message. Can you see that now?
No, not
Let
really.
me see, let me see if I can blow it up. How about now?
That's better.
So that's the message that
Oh,
he's giving,
wow. Wow.
and that's compliments of I believe that's probably Facebook. Is that correct, David Wade? If you're watching, but that's what it looks like to me. Face crap. But
Okay.
anyways, it says we limit how often you can post comments or do other things in a given amount of time in order to help protect the community from spam. So, what do they consider spam? Spreading the truth.
Yeah,
So,
and given
so,
amount of time,
so,
how vague can you make that?
so again, we got good old Zuckerberg trying to regulate Facebook from keeping us patriots silent.
Wow.
Um, boy, can't appreciate that enough, Zuckerberg.
Yep.
So, David, what we're thinking about doing is a class action lawsuit against Facebook, buddy, for everybody that's been being censored. Um, so I do have an attorney that I'm talking with that does represent this kind of stuff.
Great.
Maybe we can get all the patriots on board for this class action suit. We can go after Zuckerberg, and
Heck yeah.
because quite frankly, Zuckerberg, that's for you, buddy, for trying to censor the truth.
Right.
So this is all about us Americans having our freedom of speech and our rights, and you want to take that away from us, you can kiss my ass.
Well, and he already admitted that he was doing that over the lockdowns.
Yep. And
So,
so again, Zuckerberg's back up to his same old bullshit.
yeah.
And they've been censoring the hell out of my page as well. A lot of people say they don't get my broadcast for 3 days later.
Wow.
So one of the things you guys can do is like, follow, and share our broadcast. That puts us at the top of the standings each time you guys do that. Um, just like, follow, and share us. Get us out there to the world.
Yep.
And because we're not going to be censored, we're broadcasting on multiple platforms today as well. Which I've got a whole list of platforms on my description on today's broadcast, which you guys can see all of our platforms. So if you guys would just go in, like, follow, and share us, get us out there everywhere.
Yep.
And we're going to continue bringing the truth to you guys. And we've got a special trip coming up here shortly. We're going to be doing a broadcast. Not announcing exactly what day, but just keep it on your calendars. It's coming real soon.
Awesome. Very
And
cool.
and we will be doing a live feed to where the world gets to see what we see. And I do have some senators coming in and other people taking this trip of
Great.
high importance. And we'll see what happens from this. But
Good.
so when we do this broadcast, I'm asking you guys to please like, follow, and share that broadcast as well because I want it out there to the world. Um, so again, when they're telling you guys our borders are secure, that's nothing but a lie, and that's to you too, Fox News. So
Yep.
try to sue me for sharing the truth because you guys are liars, and I'll call Fox News out every day of the week. They're nothing but liars,
Yep.
misleading the American people. Um, you know what? That's bullshit. And
Yep.
Fox
Yep.
News didn't used to be like that until they became liberal controlled. Um, And I know my understanding is it sounds like Laura Ingram's job is at stake. Sean Hannity, right now, his job is at stake because they're going against Fox News and not totally complying with what Fox News wants them to do.
Yeah.
And my hat's off to them. Kind of like Tucker Carlson. I mean, they fired Tucker, um, all
Yeah.
because Tucker wouldn't keep his mouth shut.
Right.
So, and it's and you know what? They might have to become citizen journalists. Just
Yeah.
do it on their own, kind of like
Yep.
Tucker.
Yep.
Because people like us are not going to be silenced. You can't
That's
buy
right.
me. And no, not anybody wants to buy your news, Arizona, but if they did, it's not for sale.
Right.
So, because we're going to continue broadcasting and getting the truth out to America. We're not going to censor people from freedom of speech. We're not going to cut and edit video footage to make it look like something that it's not. We're going to show you
Right.
guys the truth
Right.
and get it out there. So,
Yep.
boy, Julie, there's so much chaos
That,
going on in this
I
world.
know
It's hard
that
to believe
hour
what we're
just flew
witnessing.
right by, didn't it?
It's hard to believe all the chaos we're witnessing in these
Yep.
times. But, it's what I expected. It's what I told people was going to happen
Yep.
over a year
Same.
ago. And to be quite frank about it, I thought it was going to happen a little sooner than this.
Yep.
But, here we
Here
are.
we are.
And this is what the American people have to deal with now. And
Yep.
again, uh, anybody out there on the Trump team, you know what? Do the Posse Comitatus Act or Insurrection Act. Get it going, guys.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, us patriots will stand beside you through this.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
because that's what it's going to take to get this country back in order. It's too far out of hand now, Julie.
It
I mean,
is.
when you're seeing nationwide protests the way we're doing, the way we're seeing ICE agents nationwide being assaulted and attacked,
Yep. Yep.
they're not even reporting on all the deaths of our law enforcement officers. I just reported on, I think it was 2 or 3 more law enforcement officers that died in the line of duty.
Wow.
So nobody's reporting on that, and it's like,
Right.
why are they keeping our law enforcement people their deaths hidden from the American people?
Because they're prostitutes. They're
Yeah, but
prostitutes.
then there you got some thug jumping in a vehicle thinking it's going to be their deadly weapon to kill, to hurt one of our ICE agents.
Yeah.
And then the American people go completely nuts over her death. Well, how about going completely nuts over the death of our law enforcement officers out there?
Yeah.
You know,
This is just another staged George Floyd, in my opinion.
that's the $1 million question. Why are we not seeing patriots out there protesting about the
Yeah.
deaths of our law enforcement officers?
Well, right. I don't know.
I mean,
Well, thank you
people got
guys.
you
Yep.
guys got to stand up for our blue, folks.
For sure.
Our guys put their lives in harm's way each and every day for all of us Americans,
Yep.
and
Yep.
be thankful that we have a president that loves this country enough to be trying to put a stop to this crap.
Agreed.
Because if this was the Biden administration, it would be complete chaos, and I
Yeah.
mean it would be complete devastation right now if this would have been under the Biden administration or that other Yahoo. What's her name?
Yeah. The other
All
Yahoo.
right. All right, guys, we'll be live again tomorrow,
Funny.
10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. Hope you guys can join in. And anytime you guys want to call into the studio, you can call in 928-385-4738 or reach out to yournewsarizona@gmail.com. We'd always love to hear your thoughts. David Wade, appreciate you commenting today. Thanks for getting that out there and sharing that with us.
Yep.
And again, I think we need to work on just a major lawsuit against Zuckerberg for what he's been doing to us patriots as well,
Sure.
and the
Yep.
way he's just trying to keep us all silenced.
For
So,
sure. Yep.
all right, guys. God bless you guys.
Everybody, have a
Have a
great day.
have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. God bless.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.